In a STEM investigation, the first thing you need to do is identify a problem, and then you can find a partial solution, a solution, or you can address the issue. So in this investigation, I sought out the issue of the transmission of diseases and bacteria, and this was highlighted in importance by elevated concerns during the pandemic. Once I chose this issue, I needed to narrow down the focus of this investigation. So in this case, I needed to identify specific groups of substrates which I wanted to test on and compare. During research, I noticed that many common contact points such as lift buttons, toilet flushes, and door handles were made of metal. Thus, I wanted to see if switching metals would make a difference in the amount of bacteria present and transmitted on touch. During the pandemic, there was also a large increase in the use of hand sanitizers and various antiseptic solutions. Thus, I wanted to investigate which solutions were the most effective and should be used in place of others. Furthermore, I wanted to test the claims that certain brands make of killing 99% of bacteria on bacterial strains that I tested on myself. Once I chose which groups of substrates I wanted to investigate, I had to choose specific substrates. According to available resources at the time, I chose these specific substrates to investigate. These are comparable. For example, hand sanitizers, I chose three different brands which differed in alcohol percentage so that I could compare alcohol percentage in hand sanitizers rather than just the brand. So I chose 70%, 66%, and 62%, which are differing in intervals of 4 in the active range. Furthermore, by having both metals and antiseptic solutions as the major groups, I could fulfill the project's aim of seeking the most effective antimicrobial combination of metal and solution. I then had to decide what to test the substrate against. I initially chose a bacteria, so which led me to research bacteria, and I found out that there were two main types of bacteria, which are gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. Thus, in order to encompass all bacteria, I chose two strains, one for each type of bacteria to test upon, which were B. subtilis and E. coli. After all the planning and methodology was finished, I conducted my experiments and found zones of inhibition, which is the circle around the substrate in which the bacteria does not grow or develop. This is calculated using a radius measurement as seen by the red line. The larger the circle, the more effective the substrate is at killing and inhibiting the growth of bacteria. In a STEM investigation, you will most definitely encounter obstacles. What matters is how you approach them and how you surpass them. In this investigation, I encountered many challenges over the several months, from limited resources, time, and laboratory time during the pandemic to more. As well as this, errors were made during the process, which had to be analyzed and evaluated. This allowed me to reflect on my experience and also allowed me to suggest improvements if I were to repeat this investigation. This investigation has real-world implications. Using conclusions obtained from this investigation and its analysis has the possibility of reducing bacterial growth and transmission. For example, statistical tests showed that the use of 70% alcohol hand sanitizer was significantly more effective than the 62% hand sanitizer at inhibiting and killing bacteria. Thus, this investigation could be implemented worldwide in order to improve hygiene and sanitation, as well as reduce the transmission of diseases and bacteria in public areas and urban cities. Thank you for listening to this video, and if you would like to know more or see the full report, you can click on the link that should be connected to this video.